Hey, fifth grade. All right. So today in our lesson, we talked about Keith Haring and his artwork. And so we're going to tie our gesture drawing and make it into the style of Keith Haring. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a movement sequence. So it has to have at least three poses of either a group together doing an action or one figure doing an action. And so let's kind of get started on that. All right, so you might need someone to model for you. That is absolutely totally fine. If you're at home, maybe ask your parents or a sibling to kind of do the poses that you want to do. If you're in class, you're going to ask someone in your cohort to kind of model the poses for you. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do someone that's going to be on the moon and they're going to jump and kind of fly off into space. That's kind of my theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my moon set up. If you need to like separate it into sections, like here's the first pose, here's the second pose, here's the third pose, like that's totally fine. As long as we follow what or as long as we're inspired by Keith Haring's artwork and we kind of make it look like Keith Haring's artwork. I'm not going to separate it. I'm just going to have it as one kind of one composition, one drawing for it. So I'm going to start with my figure. And so I'm going to start with my head and stuff like that. I'm drawing from memory because I have a lot of practice with this. So here's going to be, I know it's really light, but you want to draw really light. So he is going to be, or this astronaut that he's going to turn into, is going to be on the moon, and he's going to have just planted the American flag, but I'm going to add those details later. Then my next figure, I want to show him that he is crouching down. He is getting ready to jump. So we can see that his arm is back. He's bending his knees and stuff like that. So he is getting ready to do the jump. And then my last guy, he's going to be like, woo! Look at me! I'm off into space! Just kind of like that. So you're kind of making just stick figures. Definitely don't have to go into the muscle structure in this because we're going to go around with a contour line and create the shapes for Keith Haring. All right, so let's do that. So to make this into kind of like gingerbread men, like I like to call Keith Haring's characters, because they're just kind of like fluffy little characters. So what I'm doing now is I'm going around with a harder line. And then sometimes Keith Haring's characters have little thumbs going around the head. We always want to do the part that sticks out first. So I did the arm first. And if you want to give your characters outfits, that's totally fine. So there's around his feet. See, it's kind of starting to look like a gingerbread man. Kind of like that. And what I'm going to do is then I'm going to erase the stuff inside. And I can refine that later. I'm not really happy with that arm, but that's okay. So now I'm going to show that this guy, he's getting ready to jump. Back is kind of hunched. Doing that foot first. And don't make your lines too skinny. We don't want to make these popsicle stick figures. We want to make them gingerbread characters. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to erase the inside of that. And I'm going to add, he's going to be in a spacesuit. I'm going to add that a little bit later. And then so I'm going to kind of make some Keith Haring kind of lines showing that he's kind of getting his knees wiggling. It's like he's getting prepared to jump. And then my last guy, he's having fun. He wants to go off into space. I wonder how you're going to get back, buddy. I hope you have a jetpack. I should probably make him have a jetpack. because I want him to come back into space. All right, just like so. All right, so now I'm going to start to add my details. And I think I'm going to have some movement lines right there to show that he's kind of flying off of the moon. And so here we go. I'm going to start to create the spacesuit. He's got his little boots. He's got his little buttons. I'm gonna give him a little pack. Well, maybe that's his oxygen pack. Well, at least he has an oxygen pack. Or I could give him a jet pack. Maybe I'm gonna put some fire going out of there. Oh, yes. Okay, we problem solved that. Very nice. Like that. Let's see what else. Oh, I forgot his thing right there. That's okay. Now I gotta make the fire coming down right there to show that his jetpack is firing away. Can't forget his helmet. Just like that. And then now I'm going to start to outline and make these colors really nice and bright and bold because that's what Keith Haring's aesthetic is, the look of his artwork.